been off coffee for like 3 weeks or something. I was spending a lot of money on it because there's a really good coffee shop in Syracuse, Cafe Kubal. And I was going there all the time and it was great and I loved it. But one, I was spending a lot of money there, and two, I started getting caffeine headaches when I didn't drink coffee. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to be addicted to something. So, tea it is. Decaf usually. There's really good decaf mint tea. And if you steep it for the right amount, it doesn't get bitter, which is really, really nice. Anyways, today I wanted to tell you guys about this wild story. I'm just gonna call it the Iceland hot tub story. We're going back in time to 2018. I'm on a school trip to Iceland through EF Tours. They do educational tours all around the world with high schools and stuff. This sounds like a sponsorship. It's not. So we got to go to Iceland, and that was really cool. And it was right when I was getting into photography, and I was like, damn, Iceland, that's so cool. Landscapes, the culture, it's just a really cool place, and I'm sure you've seen way too much about Iceland on the internet. So one interesting aspect of Icelandic culture is they have these communal pools, these communal baths, and they're like big hot tubs. Since there's so much geothermal energy there, oftentimes these communal hot tubs are just entirely heated by the earth. Either geothermal energy from outside of the city and bringing it in to heat the pools, or even just using the geothermal energy right below the hot tub is often used. So it's really cool. It's a big part of their culture. It's a major social thing where you go and you catch up with your friends and neighbors. It's like a very typical after work kind of thing. So that's one of the things we got to do while we were in Iceland. But when we got to our hotel, I realized that I forgot my camera charger in the US. Like, Sam, you are an idiot. How do you go to Iceland and forget your camera charger? Yeah, not my brightest moment there. That was a little bit embarrassing, but we were able to locate a Canon store that was like 5 minutes away from our hotel. So me and my buddy Ian, we went to go find the Canon store while everybody else went to go to this hot tub. Okay, so we walked through the city for a little bit, and we eventually get to the Canon store. We buy the charger. We're heading back. We're running because we want to try and get to the communal pool or the communal bath before it closes. Because we really just wanted to see what that was like. So we were running to try and make it back in time. And on our way, Ian's backpack just explodes. Everything in his backpack goes everywhere. And we're there in the middle of the street picking up all of his stuff. There's actually an Icelandic guy walking by who helped us put his stuff away. And we think we get everything. Ian goes, wait a second. Where's my phone? Oh, we like scour the street and we just cannot find it, which was like a big bummer, especially because that was going to be his mode of taking pictures. That was his way of communicating. So we can't find it. We think maybe the guy who came to help us pick up his stuff might have found it and taken it or something, or that someone else walking by might have picked it up and walked off or something like that. So that's all at play here. And at some point we're like, okay, well, we need to get back. So put a bookmark in that. Ian lost his phone. So at this point we're running. We go and we run. We're both cross-country runners, so we were able to run all the way like a mile to this hot tub. We meet up with our group and we go in to start like swimming and whatnot. So we're having a blast. We're all socializing and swimming, and it's a good time. Fun fact: before you go into the pool, you have to take like a full shower before you go in because the pools aren't chlorinated because the water is just already so fresh that they don't sterilize it at all. So you have to totally shower before you go in so that they can keep doing that and not have to chlorinate it, which is really cool in my opinion. Yeah, so we're in our bathing suits, we're in the pool, and like this ball splashes right in front of me, and I was like, oh, there's a ball. This is someone's, and I look to see whose it might be. And there are these 3 guys, like sort of a little ways away, and they're like waving at me to throw the ball back. I was like, okay, cool. So I throw the ball back to them, and they sort of motion for me to come over. So I was like, oh, okay, they want me to like join in. So I go over, and they're hitting the ball to each other with their heads. And they're all just bouncing it back and forth and like keeping it up in the air, and they hit it to me, and I like try to do it, and I'm pretty bad at that kind of thing. I've never been much of a soccer player, so I'm trying to join in, and they're all laughing and stuff. It turns out they're from Sudan. Like, what? So here we are in Iceland in a hot tub, and I'm like playing pass with these guys from Sudan. Like, oh, we can tell you never played soccer. And I was like, yeah, not much, not really. I'm more of a runner. And they're just like, oh, like Usain Bolt. And I was like, no, I'm a distance runner. And they're like, oh, like Mo Farah. And I was like, sure. So I kept playing that game with them for a little while, just passing the ball back and forth, and it was fun. But what really stuck out to me from that experience was my culture and their culture bonding in a different culture, and that was just like mind-blowing to me. So not only is there the aspect of like me being an American, them being Sudanese, and us sharing that moment, hitting the soccer ball back and forth with our heads. There's also the aspect of my town's culture, which is very, very centered around distance running, because the Boston Marathon starts in my town. Literally, like I can see the start line from here. So we have that long history of distance running in our town, and Mo Farah is like well known to us. So both through the socializing aspect of the Icelandic culture and the running culture of my town, and the soccer and running culture of their country, and all of that kind of coming together in that moment was really, really cool to me. Okay, so back to Ian's lost phone. So after the whole hot tub thing, we leave, and me and Ian and our tour guide go to the Reykjavik police headquarters to report a stolen phone. The Reykjavik police headquarters is like a fortress. It's crazy. It's a really, really interesting building. And it was so hard to find the front door to even get in. And so we're in there. There's this like really tall, skinny, pale man. Looks exactly the way you would picture an Icelandic police officer. And he's just like this grave man, just like handing us forms about like reporting missing items. So Ian's filling out these forms. I'm sitting there with him. We have a teacher and our tour guide with us. So we report the incident and we leave. We then text Ian's dad from my phone, telling him what happened, telling him we reported the incident to the police, and we're gonna hope it turns up. Later on, Ian's dad gets a text from the person who picked up Ian's phone, because she was able to go into his phone and find the contact that said dad and texted that. And which was very smart on her part and very well intending, and I think is a good testament to just the vibe of Reykjavik in general. The people are so nice. So our trip is planning on going to Kvolsvöllur, if I'm saying that right.
Kvolsvöllur.
And not returning to Reykjavik for another like 2 or 3 days. Meanwhile, this girl who has the phone is planning on leaving Reykjavik to go work at a Subway, like a Subway sandwich shop outside the city the day we're planning on going back to Reykjavik. So that was kind of a mess. And I actually don't know to this day if Ian got his phone back. So Ian, if you're watching this, let us know in the comments if you got your phone back. I'm so curious. Actually, funny story about the pronunciation of that town. It's a very small town, like very small. There's a hill in it, and the hill has nothing on it. It's just like a blank hill. And we took a walk up to the top of that hill, and on the top of the hill, we met a small group of German photographers, and we ended up exchanging Instagrams. I was actually planning on going to Germany to like visit them and take photos and stuff, but then the whole COVID-19 thing happened, and access to Europe was pretty much closed off, so that just became, unfortunately, we'll have to postpone that. But when we were walking back from the hill, there was a pizza shop in town, and it was about to close, and I could tell, but I went inside the pizza shop, and there was a kid about my age working behind the counter, just like, I don't know, like, putting stuff away, packing up for the night. And I could tell he spoke like a tiny bit of English that he had learned in school or something. Through our broken communication, I asked him how to pronounce the name of that town, and he said it, and I tried my best to say it back to him, and him and his boss were just like laughing at me pretty much. But I thought that was really funny. They tried their best to teach me how to say Kvöldsvitlish. Kvöldsvitlish. I think that's right. So that's like my kind of wild, crazy Iceland story, and I thought I'd share that with you guys today. It's a pretty fun one of the crazier stories I have, if I'm being honest. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave some comments down below what you thought. If you've had a similar experience, ? I'm very curious about your fun stories. Thank you again for watching. I'm Sam Cody. If you're new here, please subscribe, and until tomorrow, peace.